Welcome to PGTV, where the past isn't just remembered, it's resurrected. Tonight, we unlock the gates of one of England's darkest legends. Two young princes, one royal bloodline, and a tower that became their tomb. This is the story of Edward V and Richard of Shrewsbury, heirs to the throne. Locked away in the Tower of London in 1483, their uncle, Richard III, seized the crown. But did he also seal their fate? Was it ambition, paranoia, or political necessity that led to their disappearance? Were they murdered in cold blood or spirited away in secret? This is the Tower's silence, a tale of innocence betrayed, power seized, and history's most haunting question: what happened to the princes? The year was 1483. King Edward IV was dead. His eldest son, Edward V, just 12 years old, was named heir. His younger brother, Richard of Shrewsbury, was 9. The crown was theirs by blood, but blood in royal England was never enough. Their uncle, Richard, Duke of Gloucester, was named Lord Protector. He escorted Edward to London, promising safety. But instead of a coronation, the boy was taken to the Tower of London. His brother soon joined him. The Tower, once a royal residence, had become a prison. At first, the boys were seen playing in the gardens. But as Richard consolidated power, their appearances grew rare, then vanished. Richard moved swiftly. He declared Edward IV's marriage invalid, making his sons illegitimate. Parliament passed the Titulus Regers, stripping the boys of their claim, and Richard was crowned King Richard III. The princes remained in the Tower. No visitors, no letters, no freedom. Rumors spread like wildfire. Had Richard murdered his nephews to secure the throne? Some said he acted out of fear. Others claimed ambition, but no bodies were found. No trial, no confession, just silence. Richard's reign was short, just 2 years, but the shadow of the Tower followed him to the grave. England in the 15th century was a battlefield of dynasties. The Wars of the Roses had torn the realm apart. York versus Lancaster. Edward IV had restored Yorkist power, but his death reopened the wound. Richard III was a Yorkist, but so were the princes. Their existence threatened his claim. Henry Tudor, a Lancastrian exile, saw opportunity. He returned to England, defeated Richard at Bosworth in 1485, and became Henry VII to secure his throne. He married Elizabeth of York, the prince's sister, but if the boys were alive, they could still challenge him. Did Henry have motive to erase them too? Richard III remains the prime suspect. He had access, motive, and power, but others had reason to act. Henry Stafford, Duke of Buckingham, once Richard's ally, later his enemy, ambitious, ruthless, and close to the Tower. Henry VII, who needed the princes gone to legitimize his rule. Margaret Beaufort, Henry's mother-master strategist, with a history of political maneuvering. Some even suggest the boys were smuggled out and lived in secret. 2 pretenders, Lambert, Simnel, and Perkin Warbeckler, claimed to be the lost princes, but no theory has ever been proven. In 1674, workmen at the Tower discovered a wooden box beneath a staircase. Inside, 2 small skeletons. Were they the princes? King Charles II ordered them reburied in Westminster Abbey, but no forensic analysis was done. In the 1930s, the bones were examined. They belonged to children, but their identities remain unconfirmed. calls for modern DNA testing have been denied. The mystery remains sealed like the tomb itself. The tower keeps its secrets. What drives a man to betray blood? Was Richard a cold-blooded killer or a desperate protector of his dynasty? Some historians argue he was pragmatic, not evil. Others see a man consumed by fear, haunted by prophecy. Shakespeare painted him as a villain twisted in body and soul. But Shakespeare wrote for Tudor audiences who had every reason to demonize Richard. The truth may lie somewhere in between, a man shaped by war, loss, and ambition. Edward and Richard were more than victims. They were symbols of innocence, crushed by power. Their story echoes through time, reminding us that history is written not by the just, but by the victorious. Richard III died in battle. His body was lost for centuries, then found beneath a car park in Leicester. Even in death, he could not escape the shadow of the tower. And the princes, they remained silent. But their absence speaks louder than any crown. Thank you for watching PGTV. If this story stirred your soul, subscribe for more tales that history tried to forget. Leave a comment below. Was Richard III a ruthless usurper or a misunderstood protector? Was justice ever served? And remember, the past is never dead. It's just waiting to be read.